channel Learn with Nikhil. So in this lecture I am going to teach you to find the DH convention of the SCARA robot. So DH convention, which includes the DH parameters, finding the DH parameters and then calculating the forward kinematics of the robot. So let's begin. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the SCARA robot and this is the actual diagram of the SCARA robot. So you can see this diagram. So first, the SCARA robot has total of 4 joints, 3 rotary and 1 prismatic. So you can see it over here. So this is the first joint, this is the axis of the joint. So this is a rotary joint. Same here, this is a rotary joint. Second joint is this joint. Again this is a rotary type of joint, which is here. This is a rotary joint. Third, this joint, this is a prismatic joint. So this slides up and down. So here is the prismatic joint which slides up and down. And finally last you have a rotary joint which is attached to this. So this rotates. So the rotary joint, last rotary joint is here. So in total we have 4 joints, 3 rotary and 1 prismatic. So R, R, P and R. So this is the structure. R, R, that is rotary, then prismatic, then rotary joint. So now we'll find out the DH parameters. So now for finding the DH parameters for the SCARA robot, this is the diagrammatic representation as you have seen earlier, and this is the DH parameter table. So as we have 4 joints, you have these 4 lines. So we'll have 4 different DH parameters for all the 4 joints. The DH parameters are joint offset, which is represented by B or D, joint angle represented by theta, link length represented by A and twist angle represented by alpha. So now, before moving forward, just keep in mind for the rotary joint, your joint offset is fixed and joint angle is variable. As the variable link, this moves. So the theta angle is variable for the rotary joint and joint offset is fixed. And for the prismatic joint, your joint offset is variable as it's moved up and down and your joint angle theta is fixed. So for prismatic joint, your joint angle theta can be 0, and for the joint offset, as it is fixed for the rotary joint, it can be 0. So now let's begin. So for the first link, as you can see, for finding the DH parameter, you have to transfer this coordinate from this point to this point for the first link. At the end, you have to transfer this till the end effector. So you have to move step by step. So for the first link, you have to translate this along z axis. This is z axis, this is y axis and this is x axis. So you have to translate this along the z axis with a distance of B1, that is the joint offset. So B1 distance, we have written it here. So as the joint offset is fixed, this B1 distance can be written as 0 also. Next, for finding the joint angle theta, so you have to see the x-axis. This x-axis is in parallel with this x-axis. So if I have to find the DH parameter for this position, as these both are parallel to each other and it is parallel to this link also, the joint angle theta for this particular position will be 0. But as it's a rotary joint, the joint angle theta is variable as it will rotate. So we have written theta 1. Now next for the link length. So the link length is between these 2 joints. Link length is represented by A1. So you have written the link length as A1. And finally for the twist angle. So twist angle is represented by these 2 z-axis. And these 2 z-axis are parallel to each other and pointing in the same direction. So the twist angle is 0. So now this is for link 1. Now next for the link 2. So for link 2, it is between this to this coordinate. So again the same thing. First, this is a rotary joint. The z-axis is pointing, it is coming outward from this. So first you have to travel or translate along the z-axis with a distance of B2, that is joint offset. So you have to move from this position to this position. So at the distance of B2. So joint offset B2 is written over here. So it can be 0 as it is fixed in rotary joint. Next, for the joint angle, again this x-axis, it is variable theta for the rotary joint, so we have written theta 2. At this particular position, if I have to calculate the x-axis, both are in same direction and it is in parallel with the link. So at this position, the joint offset is 0. Sorry, the joint angle is 0. Next, for the link length, that is A2. This is the distance of link length A2. And finally, for the twist angle, as it is in opposite direction, the angle is 180 degree and it is rotated in anti-clockwise sense. So it is plus 180 degree. As you can see, the z axis are in opposite direction. Similarly, for the third link, but here it is a prismatic joint, so you have to move accordingly. For the prismatic joint, as I have told earlier, that the joint offset is variable, so this B3 will be compulsorily there. As this joint offset, this link moves, the joint moves up and down, so there will be a joint offset. For rotary joint, this too can be 0, but here there should be a joint offset, that is B3. Joint angle in the prismatic joint is fixed and it is considered as 0 in this case. Next, for the link length, this is the distance of the link length, that is represented by A, but here there is no link length, so it is considered as 0. Last, the twist angle. Twist angle, here you can see this arrow is in parallel with this arrow. Both Z are parallel to each other and they are in one line, so the twist angle alpha is 0. Finally, for the fourth link is in same, there is a rotary joint behind this and it is same in parallel with this position. So again it is a rotary joint, so there is some joint offset. The joint angle theta will be there. The link length and the twist angle both are 0, as it is just behind this. It is a rotary or a twisting type of joint, so it is behind this. So there is no link length and the twist angle is also 0. So once you have got all the DH parameters, now we can move forward with finding the kinematics of this Cara robot. Now before moving forward, as I have mentioned earlier, for the joint offset, the B1, B2 values for the rotary joint can be 0. So we'll consider this joint offset as it is fixed, we'll consider this as 0. But we'll keep for this one, for the link 4, we'll keep it this, as we can keep it here also. Later on you can substitute it 0. Here the values, depending upon the values given, you can substitute the values and you can calculate. Okay, so now with this table, we will move forward for finding the forward kinematics. So let's move forward. Now for finding the forward kinematics of this Cara robot, the formula is like this. So for finding the forward kinematics, you have to find the transformation matrix of base with respect to the end effector. So you have 4 joints. This is joint number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you have to find the coordinate, the transformation of base. This is the base with respect to the end effector. So you have transferred from this end to this end, from here to here. So you have to find the transformation matrix of base with respect to the end effector, that is the 4th joint. So that is equal to, you have to divide all these things, you have to calculate each joint, that is transformation of base with respect to 1. This is considered as base, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So transformation of base with respect to 1 multiply by transformation of 2 with respect to 1, transformation of 3 with respect to 2 and transformation of 3 with respect to 4. So like this we have divided it and we will calculate each and then we will multiply. I'll explain this all things with using RoboAnalyzer software also, so it will be much clearer. Okay, so before moving forward with the forward kinematics, I'll explain this with RoboAnalyzer and show you how I have found out the DH parameters. So let's see that first. So this is the home page for RoboAnalyzer software. So here click on the DOF, that is 4 DOF, as Cara has 4 DOF, and select robot. You have Cara. You have 4R, that will be all the 4 rotary joints, but you have Cara. SCARA which has 3 rotary joints and 1 prismatic joint. So this is the shape how it moves. So this is the DH parameters given. This is the standard values given. Now we'll see how it moves as I have told you earlier. So first DH parameter, first is this. This is the revolute joint. So this moves in this way. Now let's see. First joint, for joint number 1, the joint offset, here the B value. So the joint offset you can see we are considered here as 0, but here is some value it is given, you can just check it out. So this is the joint offset first, this is Z axis, X axis, Y axis. So when I click on joint offset, it travels with a distance of 0.3 meters. So this is the first stage, we have to transfer this coordinate frame from here to here. So look how it travels. So this is the first step. This is the joint offset, it is moving at a distance of 0.3 meters. Next you have the joint angle theta, that is variable. Now as you can see, the X is already in line with this link, so it is not moving. Here the joint angle theta is 0. So at this particular point the joint angle theta is 0. Next is the link length, this is the link length, it is 0.2 meters. So see how it is traveling. So you have the joint offset, you have the link length. Now here you have the link length which is translating along X axis at a distance of 0.2 meters. Last, for the twist angle, there is no twist angle as the Z axis is parallel with this Z axis. So there is no twist angle. So it is 0. Now for joint number 2, again you have some joint offset. It is at a distance of 0.1 meters. So now it is traveling in this direction. It is translating along Z axis at a distance of 0.1 meter. Next is again the joint angle theta. As this X axis is in line with this link, there is no joint angle theta, it is 0. Here we have considered as theta 2. Next is the link length. This is the link length, it is 0.15 meters. This all we have considered as A1 and A2. It can be changed accordingly. So it has been translated along X axis with a distance of 0.15 meters. Last is the twist angle. Now see how it is rotating. The twist angle, it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction and it is rotated at 180 degrees. So we are looking from this direction and it has been rotated anti-clockwise with a distance with a degree of 180 degree. So we have written 180 degree shift. Next is joint number 3, the joint offset. Now this is the prismatic joint. You have a variable joint offset. This is the joint offset. The distance is 0.1 meters. This is joint offset. In prismatic joint, it is a variable distance. Joint angle is fixed. It is 0. Link length, it is 0. Twist angle is also 0. For the large joints, everything, it is a revolute joint. It is behind this. It is behind this. Joint offset is 0. Joint angle is variable. Link length is 0, twist angle is 0. So it is a type of a twisting joint. So if I move this, the forward kinematics, you can see how it moves. Analysis complete. You can see the movement. This is rotating, this is rotating, this is moving down at a distance of from 0.1 to 0.2. And all the other rotations, the first rotation has moved from 0 degree to 60 degree. Second rotation has moved from 0 degree to 60 degree. The prismatic joint has moved from 0.1 to 0.2 and last rotation is also between, it is from 0 to 60 degree. You can change the values accordingly. The robot position will also change. You can change the initial values and the final values. Now if I make this 90 degree, then you can see the forward kinematics, this will rotate from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. So this is the movement. So according to these values, now at this position your theta 1 value is 90 degree. This variable value theta 1 at this position, theta 1 is 90 degree, theta 2 is 60 degree. This joint offset B3 is 0.2 and the variable theta 4 is 60 degree. At this position, this is the initial position, your theta 1 value will be 0 degree, theta 2 value is 0 degree, your prismatic joint B3 value is 0.1, and finally your theta 4 value is 0 degree at this particular point. You can calculate the DH parameter, you can see the matrix from here also, but first I'll show you manually, then we'll move back to the software part. So let's move there. So moving back to this part where we have left, so as I have told, we have divided this, so this is the formula. Now individually we will calculate all this part individually, then we'll multiply. So let's see for transformation of 1 with respect to the base, so let's begin. So for first joint, that is this is the first joint, we have calculated the DH parameters. Now as you have seen, there is the joint offset is 0, you have the joint angle, that is the rotation matrix, there is one rotation matrix, there is a link length transformation, so there is a translation matrix. So you have a rotation matrix and you have a translation matrix. So according to this, so transformation of 1 with respect to base, you have a rotation of z comma theta 1. So you have rotation for the joint angle, the rotation is about z axis. You can see the previous slides, you can see where I have shown in the animation, the rotation is about z axis with the angle of theta 1. So rotation about z axis comma theta 1 multiply by translation for the link length translation along x axis with a distance of a1. So you have one rotation matrix, one we have translation matrix. Now for the rotation and the translation matrix, you have a standard value for the rotation about z axis with an angle of theta 1. This is the standard matrix, that is C1 nothing but represents cos theta 1 minus sin theta 1, sin theta 1 cos theta 1, and other is remaining in the identity matrix. This is for rotation of z comma theta 1. Similarly for translation matrix, it is translation along x axis with a distance of a1. So for translation matrix you have this matrix. So this represents translation along x. So if you want to study about this, you can visit my previous lectures where I have explained the rotation for XYZ axis and translation about XYZ axis. You can refer that, then you can come back, you will understand this. So this is the standard thing. Now you have to multiply both of this, and multiplying both of this you will get the value of translation of base 1 with respect to base. This is the matrix. So keep this aside. Next we will find out for the link 2. Now for the link 2, as you can see, again you have a joint angle, you have joint offset is 0, you have some joint angle theta 2, you have link length a2, and you have twist angle. So this is 2 is rotation, this is translation. So joint angle is always translation about z axis, so rotation about z axis, so you have rotation z comma theta 2 multiply by translation of along x axis with a distance of a2, and twist angle is rotation about x axis with an angle of 180 degree. So this is alpha 180 degree. So rotation about x axis. Twist angle is always the rotation about x axis. Joint angle is rotation about z axis. And for the link length, it is translation along x axis. Now you will get 3 matrix for this. This is for rotation about z axis, cos theta 1 minus sin theta 1, sin theta 1, cos theta 1. This is for translation matrix, as it is translating along x axis, a1 is here. And finally, the rotation about x axis with an angle of theta 1, you have cos 180 minus sin 180, sin 180, cos 180. So you have to find the values of this and you have to substitute. So when you substitute, you will get the values, you will multiply all these 3, you will get the transformation of 2 with respect to 1, that is this matrix, that is cos theta 2, sin theta 2, 0, a2 cos theta 2, likewise all the rest of this. So you can put the values of this, find out the values, you can multiply the matrix, you will get this value. So this is the value for T, transformation of 2 with respect to 1. Similarly, for the prismatic joint, for the third joint, as you can see, here you have only B3. So here you have only translation, that is B3. So transformation of 3 with respect to 2 is only translation of joint offset. So translation is along the z axis. As you can see, for the joint offset it is translating along z axis with a distance of B3. So this is the translation matrix. B3 will come here. For if it was x, the value is here. For y, the value is here. For z, the value is here. So this is the one matrix for transformation of 3 with respect to 2. Finally, for link 4, as you can see here, transformation of 4 with respect to 3, you have one translation matrix and one you have rotation matrix. So this is translation along z comma B4, rotation is about z axis with an angle of theta 4. So for this again the standard values. So this is the translation matrix, this is the rotation matrix. Multiplying both this, you will get this matrix. And finally, you will multiply all the 4 matrix which we have calculated in all the previous 4 slides. Multiply all this and you will get the final value. This is the matrix, the homogeneous transformation matrix for the SCARA robot, in which this part denotes the rotation. This 3 by 3 matrix denotes the rotation term and this denotes the translation. So this denotes Qx, Qy and Qz. So this is the coordinate Qx, Qy and Qz. So you can put the values according to the theta values, according to the offset values, you can put the values and you can find out. This equation is nothing but cos theta 1 plus theta 2 cos theta 4 plus sin theta 1 into sin theta 1 plus theta 2 sin theta 4. Likewise, it is all the matrix. You can put the values and you can find. You can see the forward kinematics through the RoboAnalyzer software also. I'll just show you there. Now for calculating the forward kinematics with this set of values which is given. So at this particular position of point, so you have to select joint 1. So for joint 1, then for going to link configuration, here this is the transformation matrix. Click here on link 1. So transformation matrix of link 1 with respect to the previous frame. So according to this table, this calculation, this is this. So transformation of link 1 with respect to the previous frame, or it's one and the same, that is the base frame. So previous frame, this is nothing but this previous frame and with the link 1. So if I click on update, so according to these values, so here the B1 value is 0.3, theta angle variable is 0 degrees, so the initial stage of value, that is 0 degree, so theta 1 is 0 degree, link length is 0.2 and twist angle alpha is 0. So according to this matrix, this is the value given. So the transformation of this we have found out. So this is the matrix. If you substitute the values, these values, that is theta 1 as 0 degrees, A1 as 0.2 and B, here there is not consideration, the B value is considered, we have considered here as 0. So if you put these values, you will get this frame minus this 0.3, because here the B value, joint offset, if I put the joint offset as 0, so joint offset is 0, and when I click on update, now the matrix, now this matrix, if you put the values of theta 1 and A1 into this matrix, you will get these values. You can substitute and you can check it out. Now for the next, click on link 2 with respect to the previous base frame. So now this is for the second link. I'll click on update. So if you go into the second, that is transformation of 2 with respect to 1, you have rotation, translation, rotation, that is 180 degree. If you substitute the values into this, that is if you consider the joint offset here, again it is considered as 0. So if I consider the joint offset as 0, I click on update. Now your theta 1 value is theta 2 value is 0. Then your link length, that is A2, is 0.15 and twist angle is 180 degree. So you can see here, this is -1, it is already there because of the 180 degree twist angle. Substitute the values, you will get this matrix. Next, for the link 3 with the previous frame, I'll click on update. For this prismatic joint, as you know, for the prismatic joint you only had the B3 value. B3 value is nothing but this value, that is the variable value. In this case it is 0.1. So B3 value is 0.1. So if I click on update, this is the B3 value 0.1. So this is the matrix, that is this. And finally for the fourth, you have to click on link, transformation of link 4, update, and this is the matrix with respect to this. So all the values are 0. So according to this, you will get this. So according to this, you will get this value. So this is the individual transformation matrix. So multiplying all this, we have got this final value. You can do that also here. Here also, if you click on, this is link 4 with respect to the base frame. So transformation of this with respect to the base frame. If I click on update, so this is transformation of this with respect to the base frame. This is the entire matrix. You can get it from the EE configuration directly also, that is end effector configuration. So this value and this will be same. So this is the final transformation matrix, that is through this matrix. So this is how you can find the forward kinematics through this software also. You can change the values and you can look it up to yourself only. See, if I click on forward kinematics, if I get to the extreme ends, now here my theta value and my joint offset value for the prismatic joint is changed. So according to this, now my theta 1 is 60 degree, theta 2 is 60 degree, theta 3 is, B3 is 0.2 and theta 4 is 60 degree. So if I click on update, I'll get the values according to the new theta value. So EE configuration also update, I'll get these values according to the new. So you can practice it through the software also. You can select any type of robot, you can practice the DH parameters, you can find out the DH parameters, you can see according to yourself.
Thank you for watching. Do subscribe. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section.